Bassages and Farganisals. My name is Alex Tyler, and welcome to Destiny and Chill. I'm here with, instead of 2 of my friends, 3 of my friends. Say hi, guys.
Oh, you mean us? Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
I'm here for the free candy.
Yeah. Wait, you have free candy? Get the hell over here.
And, we have another guy in the chat that he's not really talking too much because he's wearing a VR headset. It's GG Snipes. He was in one of the past videos, but hey. A newcomer to our channel is, Darth Plagueis, I think his name is, right?
No, not Plagueis. Don't even bother pronouncing the other half, just stupid Darth.
Well, he is a Jedi. No. But today's video, what we'll be talking about is how stupid EA is, Destiny 2, and how Activision is becoming EA, and also some other topics that we want to bring up eventually and stuff. And also, while we're doing this, we'll be playing Mayhem Rumble. Yay us, we're such losers and get ass raped by.
Oh no, we're not. Hey, we're not so much of a loser that we have to resort to the Nova Bomb spam. I'm using Speed Nova. I don't need a glitch to win.
Exactly. Oh man, and we still won anyway. That's the best part. Okay, first topic: EA, and what's basically happening is that EA, because of what's happening with their past experiences, they might shut down BioWare. Okay. and also too, this also means that a lot of people who are expecting things like Anthem to be good are also not sure where that will take the series. Like, what do you guys think is going to happen to EA now, and especially BioWare? Because if they're threatening to cancel a whole entire game studio, what happens now?
I'm just concerned that Disney's going to buy them like they're buying everything.
I would be happy with that. I would be, because imagine what that happens with X-Men and Spider-Man and all that kind of stuff now.
Yeah, except we don't get Hugh Jackman back, so I'm already kind of bummed. And somehow a hunter, I swear, the guy was wearing hunter armor and I took a Nova Bomb. I'm confused.
You know, when it comes to the developers selling off, you know, I mean, it's just sad to hear about when a publisher believes that it's their, like, best idea is just to sell off a company they don't think is going to be successful. I mean, and the part that really just bums me out about it is that if you look at all the E3 reactions, Anthem everywhere. That was the thing that was on the market. That was the thing that was hot. It was rearing to go. Everybody was talking about it. This is the Destiny killer. Oh my god, this is the best thing ever.
I heard after Anthem, there was one other thing I heard a lot of. Where the hell's our next Dragon Age game?
Oh crap! Jeez. Oh man, I went into a war with another Arc Strider and lost. That sucked. But basically, there's only one phrase that comes up when I think of this whole argument and everything. Your waifu is shit. Let me explain.
Well, hey, too many waifus can save your waifu.
But let me explain. What? Okay. I'm sorry. I know the cringe is real there, but...
So I'm still waiting for that explanation on the waifu thingy here. Am I just to simply accept that, or you know?
That was a meme from a
Let me explain. What that means exactly is this: everyone says that their thing is always the best thing, and when it comes down to companies, that's always so more true than anyone else. When you look at a company saying, yes, our company is better than everyone else and we make the best games. But when that company screws up and says, oh, we're sorry, we're going to fix our mistake right now by getting rid of the jobs, putting people out of business, putting stuff out of business, and saying, yes, this is totally what we need to do right now. And it's not a good business model. It really isn't. Why do you think something like that is a good idea in the first place? why on God's green earth do you think starting from the ground up is good? Trust me, I know that is bad. I live in Cleveland. We do that to the Browns yearly. So trust me, I know that is not a good thing to do. Like,
I mean, it's simple. Stupidity is the human condition, especially this year.
Well, if we really want to think about why on God's green earth this is a thing and why it's going to continue to be a thing, it's because EA isn't thinking about how much money they can make, it's about how much money they need to invest to make it. Because it doesn't matter if you make $20 million off of a game, if it costs $6 million to produce it, you're only walking away with 14.
yeah.
Now, I understand that's still a lot of money, but for the game company that's decided that it's better to, just to shut down this, whole studio, they need to ask why. Why are they shutting it down? What is this whole reason behind it? It's not simply just so they can make money. There's another reason why.
Yeah. And
everybody loves to play the blame game with EA and say they're just in it for the money. They're just in it for the money. Well, that's the microtransactions. Why are they willing to shut down something they've invested so much time and money into? Oh, goodness, Nova Bombs.
Ugh.
But, again, there's another reason. And that's simply put, if you ever read what a lot of the Anthem designers have put up, they've said that we leave the greed to others. Now, I believe it was them who said that, but I know that they put a couple tweets up about whether or not there was going to be microtransactions in Anthem. And of course, Anthem really doesn't want to do microtransactions.
Basically teabag my corpse? This hunter is about to take a no bomb up the ass.
Now, that's kind of the issue, is not the fact that they're concerned about losing money, it's the fact that they're worried they're not going to get as much money out of it. Anthem is quickly turning into a trouble child. There's tons of YouTube videos. This game's gonna suck because it's EA, and EA is starting to realize that they're not gonna make money off of it. And like any prize-winning cow, if you're not gonna make money off of it, it's off to the beef house. And honestly, good. I say if they don't want BioWare, get rid of it. Because whether or not they sell it, it means that somebody else is going to have it.
Yeah.
And EA, we all know, couldn't publish a turd if it was fresh from the hole.
Yeah.
So what we need to understand is that if they sell it, it's not a bad thing for BioWare. Will they probably lose the rights to Anthem? Probably. Will we probably never get Anthem? Most likely. At the same time, will we probably get something else from BioWare that, is possibly better? Possibly, something that we would want? Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the thing about Anthem. What I see happening if that thing fails, Warframe will just adapt it to their game plan and make it part of their thing, won't they?
Yeah.
Exactly. They'll make a giant open world, which they already have, and fly around in space, which they already have, but combine the two into one and say, hey, looky, look what I got.
Yeah, look what we've had for how long?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the sad part, is that a free-to-play model game is literally doing what every other major developer on the market right now is absolutely failing to do. And it's just hilarious, and they know it, too.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, and if you guys ever hear about the origins of Warframe, much like Star Wars, nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted to fund it. Nobody wanted to do anything with it. Everybody turned away from it, stuck their noses up, and said, no way, Jose, no thank you. We don't want it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Look where it is now.
I know, right? Yeah. And it didn't. And the funny thing is, it's definitely better than like other games. Like, yeah, but the funny thing about all of that too is that it brings into a game in mind that proves no matter how hard you try, you can make a good game, and it can be AAA, and you don't need a publisher backing you. 2 words: Senua's Sacrifice. Hellblade thing, the Hellblade game. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah. Well, Senua's Sacrifice Hellblade was a game not published by any major major developer or like EA, Ubisoft, or anything. It was made by a team of about 50 to 100 people, pushed out into the world, and it won like 5 awards at the Game Awards show. Now that's progress. I say that's major progress in anything you do. Now, when you put that kind of model toward a game like Anthem, imagine how great that game would be if it had that kind of model. Where there's no one backing it, the people are allowed to do whatever they want with it, and so on and so on. What do you think would happen then to a game like? What do you think would happen to a thing like that with BioWare? Like if they weren't behind EA anymore, because this might be the way that this might be the way of what's happening now.
Well, let's say that EA sells BioWare and they get to keep the rights to Anthem because, you know, BioWare probably snuck some sneaky stuff in there and they get to keep it. Mm-hmm. Now, well, I hope that's how it goes if they end up selling it. But let's just say it happens. Now, BioWare is going to have a couple issues. First and foremost, they're going to have a heavily underdeveloped game, or at least I think it is. I don't know how far along it is, only they could tell us that. But they're going to have development costs. Now, there's going to be two choices. It can either be like every other game company that's cool and hip and out there with the people, and go on Kickstarter and hope for, you know, a kickstart, or they can try and find a developer that's willing to take them. Now, as much as we're having issues with Destiny and microtransactions right now, someone like Activision is still better than EA. Because EA is, let's be honest now, the successful EA games in the past have been sports games. They've been all kinds of smaller stuff. You know, they may be a big developer, but they were never meant to handle something like Anthem, Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah, they're meant
they're meant for gamers.
Yeah, they're meant to handle. They're meant to handle things like FIFA and basketball and baseball and crap.
And yeah, as much as some people who probably play FIFA have their complaints, and I know that they've had their microtransactions and those are currently, you know, under debate right now. It's just not a good idea to get mixed up in something you're not good in. I mean, DICE doesn't make board games. Mm-hmm. EA shouldn't publish something that's not a sports game, or you know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's just beating the dead horse here. And the simple truth is that EA was never ready. Yeah. They were never ready to handle the backlash they got. They were never ready to handle the community outrage. Fanboys, they were not ready. They were not ready in the slightest. And it shows.
What do you think, Darth?
I'd say if they're not ready to handle fanboys in the first place, don't even bother. Because they will tear you to pieces.
Yeah. And also, like,
as a fanboy, I can say that personally.
I mean, if you piss off Star Wars, you've done something wrrong.
Yeah, if you piss off Star Wars fans, you might want to run. Well, the question is people that actually know what they're talking about, or the people that only started watching it after Disney. Because I know some people's like, oh yeah, we know Star Wars, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, you don't know shit.
You don't know the expanded universe. You don't know anything.
I mean, because so many people are like, yeah, it's like, I'm like, what Star Wars movies do you have that you're basing all of this off of? It's like, Force Awakens, Rogue One. I'm like, yeah, you don't know shit.
Well,
I mean, it's like people, like, for example, like that, with Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff, it's just like, oh yeah, I know all those musics because they were in that movie. I'm like, you don't know where they originally came from, you know, it's like, oh yeah, because someone recently did something with it. I know the true origins and what all this is about.
Your enemy is closing the gap.
I mean, some of it, I'll admit, is the problem is millennials, and I am a millennial, so I can tell you we are a problem. But of course, that's not all of it. Then you got my sister's freaking generation that didn't quite make it into the tail end of the
how the heck do you shoot that? Yeah, but back to the topic at hand. What do you think that problem is with, like, like it comes down. I think the reason why EA is in the biggest problem in the first place is not because of Star Wars, not because of things like that. This started long ago before even that.
Yeah, they've had issues for a long while. I will say that. Like I even play some other EA Bioware games like Star Wars: Old Republic. I still enjoy it, but like they've had issues with that. Yes, the fans have put up with it, but one thing they've really shot themselves in the foot on this. They like upscaled it, like the stuff that we done the last expansion. They're not gonna be able to top it in another one, so they're gonna have to wind the game down and end it when they could have stretched it out for a good 3 or 4 more years. So like the few times they do things somewhat decently, they just do it way too quickly when they could draw it out.
You're pulling ahead. Keep it that way.
Yeah, but my opinion is that this all started with Visceral, with Dead Space 3. Everyone kind of knows that Dead Space 3 was kind of a failure in the first place. It wasn't that good. Yes, some people liked it because it was Dead Space, but other people didn't like it because it was basically an action game. And it wasn't a hardcore horror game everybody wanted. It was an action game with turret sections in it. Turret sections in it,
the
my
jump
dude.
scares could be a bit scary, but that's about it.
Yeah,
Like when you turn around, there's suddenly something right in your face. But I mean, hey, was Alien Isolation did pretty well with that. One of my friends hated me because I challenged him to play it with the absolute lowest brightness setting, and all his windows and stuff shut, so he couldn't see the drool when the alien was in the vent. Because he's one of those gamers that relies solely on sight, not audio.
yeah.
He died so many times.
But like after EA shut down Visceral, I think that's the beginning of the end for them. Because what kind of company shuts down a studio that made you over, I'm not going to repeat this, over $10 billion I think it was. $10 billion it was, yes. And that is ridiculous.
Same company
money.
who loses $6 billion because of microtransactions they refuse to remove.
Yeah, and here's the funny thing about that too. That $6 billion they lost, right? Okay, that's basically nothing to them. But what happened is that when I started hearing rumblings about Anthem being shut down and stuff, I heard a post about EA putting a lot of money into Anthem and BioWare. I think it was about $5 billion to help the project get it wrong. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, nice. I guess that's for ad revenue and everything like that.
Oh, hang
help
on.
out with the game.
I need to go to Mercury to turn this in.
Yeah, but basically, think of that. Think about that. What happens to that $5 billion they put into a game and they don't get it back? Of course, they don't care, but they won't even bring it up anymore. They will just say, "Well, cut our losses. It was all their fault, and it's not ours at all." Okay.
And then with the $5 billion, they can at least say that they tried.
Yeah.
Well,
If they want to go for the pity
that's
play.
the thing, is that in today's age, we all have access to so much information. Getting the word out is so much easier than it used to be.
Yeah.
But then you run into the problem of getting the correct word out. Half the time you post something on social media, it gets reposted and completely distorted by the 16th post.
Yeah.
And then
It's like playing telephone.
What I mean to say is that when it comes to the situation with EA and BioWare, it's out there. It's out, it's in the open, and with Star Wars Battlefront, we know whose fault it is.
EA.
Every 12-year-old who owns Star Wars Battlefront 2 knows that if he doesn't pull out his wallet, he's not going to get Darth Vader without grinding for hours and hours. And as a 12-year-old, anything you can't obtain in 2 hours of gameplay is unattainable.
I mean,
Exactly.
I'll admit, grinding in games like that is unrealistic. It's not like an MMO like Warframe, Destiny, World of Warcraft, where you're supposed to grind. We're not supposed to grind at all in games like that. We're just supposed to, like, either do some challenge quest line or, you know, hope we get it out of a loot box or something.
Yeah.
Aha.
Yeah. Hey,
Hope
Snipe.
you get it out of a loot box.
Hey,
Yeah,
Snipe.
Orange Jesus hates me. I will say it.
Yep.
You've been listening.
Oh,
Have you been
trust me.
listening at all?
Yeah, I've been listening.
What do you think?
EA's made a lot of mistakes.
Okay. Continue.
For a second, I thought he said he instead of EA. I'm like, I'll go ahead and plead guilty. I've made very many mistakes, but you'll have to be specific.
All right. But anyway, on to the next topic. We're going to talk about Destiny, Activision, and Bungo. Go from there, guys.
They're not Bungo anymore. They're Bungie. They don't get the fun nicknames anymore. They're not Bungo. We've officially moved past Bungo. They're Bungie again.
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
it's so sad. It's so sad. If you look at all the YouTubers who play the game, like, you know, Dotto does Destiny,
Yeah.
Patrick Casey, they're depressed. They
Yep.
really are. And it's so sad. Because
Exactly.
these are the guys who have poured, like, I want to say close to 4 years, streaming it for hours, playing it with hours, doing charity events, doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
They just, they're not having a fun time anymore. These are the guys who started the whole Destiny online community.
Yeah.
And the community is what made Destiny Destiny. So when you have the people who started everything get disappointed and almost ashamed of what they're playing, it should send a
You got a
clear
problem.
message to Bungie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also
When your
too.
oldest and most dedicated player base.
Yeah. And also too, when your game is not messed up, but also not really developed enough for release, yeah, I think it's bad. Because honestly, in my opinion, we should have got this expansion that we're playing right now, Curse of Osiris and the 9 thing coming up soon, with release. I really think that.
Or like at most, like a month after release, like give the time
Yeah.
game time to get going, then drop it.
Yeah.
And like one thing, because we get this and then the next one for free if we pre-ordered, but then we're gonna have to pay for the rest.
If we
I mean,
pre-ordered.
no offense, like
If we pre-order, that's the main thing.
and then I don't know how much people that didn't have to pay for this, but I'm basically already seeing basically perfect parallels with Destiny 1, like very short expansions with maybe a lot of grind work for side weapons and armor and stuff, but the story was very short. I did enjoy it, but it was short, so I'm feeling like that House of Wolves Dark Below vibe. Then it's like, how much do you think we're going to have to pay for the actual big expansion that we have to pay for? What do you think, $70, $80?
Yeah, I think it's going to be around 30, if anything, because think about it. I think Bungie, my bad, Bungie is going for the $1 per hour thing. They're going for. You can
Has
play
one
this
person put
$30.
sorry, did you say one?
One person put in $30, and you can play this thing for 30 hours and get everything out of it easily if you grind enough. If you have no life and you have a crap bucket underneath your butt. So, exactly. So I think they're going off of that kind of opinion, where if you pay enough, this is how much you're going to get out of it, which is not a good system, but a system nonetheless. It's been successful in the past, and it's sort of consumer friendly, but it's just telling you like, hey, you got what you paid for. Why are you complaining? You know?
Well,
Yeah.
my opinion on the DLC thing is that I'm okay with the Curse of Osiris and all that stuff.
Yeah, same here.
You know, people get what you pay for,
Yeah.
but when it came to Destiny 1, when they proved that they literally took content that was already on our discs,
And
locked
took
it,
it out
and
just
then
so they
sold,
could make more money.
Yeah,
just so they could sell it
Yeah,
back
that's
to
what
us.
I don't want them to do it again. And
That
for
was...
like even just as much, if not more than the game for a DLC, at that price, you might as well make it a whole nother game.
Exactly. And also, too, one of the biggest things teased in Destiny and in the main game in Destiny 2 are the triangle ships. We're not probably going to get that like near the end of Destiny 2, are we? It's in the life cycle of probably like it's probably gonna be like the Iron Lord DLC thing, you know?
The Iron Banana.
Yeah, the Iron Banana.
with Lord Salad Bar.
Yeah, Lord
Yeah.
Salad that sat there doing nothing during the
Yeah.
Cabal invasion, then shows up and acts like nothing happened. I want to take his
Congratulations,
sword.
you
I want
saved
to
the
take,
city. Where the hell were you?
yeah, I want to take his
Yep.
axe hammer thing, whatever, and hit him upside the head with it. Like, what the hell is wrong with you, you stupid Titan?
All right. Hey, Ray, get out of here, Darth.
Approach and be heard.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to decide whether to get the submachine gun or the sword one. Thinking the sword, but I'm trying to.
You must tell me
Oh my
everything
god,
about the
trying to find
infinite
something with the
force.
damn
Everything.
stats on the
I will
weapons.
give you infinite time.
The sword, if you want
Put
something.
light in your mind.
Okay, so the submachine gun really is that bad.
Yeah, it's not. It's nothing to talk about. But
Okay, hang on.
when I think of Bungie, my bad. I keep doing it. My bad. They don't deserve the name. What comes to mind when you think of when it comes to making a game but putting things after? That's what comes to mind when I think of Bungie, making a game, then and everything else is an afterthought, where they make something cool and then they build after it. That's what I see when it comes to Bungie. They build a game and they say, what I think happened with Destiny is that they try to pull a Dark Souls. Let the community build around it. Let the community build a story around it, and we'll fill in the holes after. Okay, that works for FromSoft because FromSoft is a good publisher. It's a good game company. It's a good thing that makes good games. Okay, good for you. But Bungie, they're known for making single player games. They're known for making games that are linear. And this is linear as it can get with single player games. When you ask for a game that is multiplayer and open world, great story behind it, they give us Halo. When you ask for multiplayer in that equation, what you get is Call of Duty but with space monsters things. You gotta admit, that's basically what this is. Call of Duty but with space monsters. I mean, oh man. What do you guys think?
I'm sure we'll get space monsters in Call of Duty eventually.
Well, we already got them. That's the sad part. We got it in Ghosts.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah. But what do you think, guys? Like, what do you think about the whole situation and stuff? What do you think we should do? I mean, the community can be, if a community is loud enough, it can change.
Alright, well, in response to your question, I guess not a question, but what you've been saying about Destiny, you know, about just making something cool and then just, you know, crapping out a DLC that we want later. Now, I don't think that that's really the case with Bungie, because if you'll notice, a lot of the DLC, a lot of the, like, story videos you see are heavy with speculation. Now, they can't just craft everything for us. And the reason why they let us craft a lot of these theories is because, I mean, you know, it's a major part of the series. Now, when you think about this, think about Star Wars. After, you know, the first of the new movies came out, what was the thing that everyone's supposed to go, who is Snoke? Oh my god, it's Mace Windu, you know, after he fell out of the building. Oh my god, it's this. Oh my god, it's this.
Exactly.
No, wait, should we bother doing a spoiler thing if this is where I'm going where I think it is?
No, don't worry about it.
Yeah, how they didn't bother answering who he was, they just got rid of him.
Yeah, they just killed him off.
Come on,
that bugs me. I'm like, we want to know and you don't answer, you just write them out.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, people made all kinds of speculations. It was a shaved Chewbacca that went back in time. I mean, it's just like, what in the hell are you people talking about?
Yeah, they went Doctor Who on that.
And it's just like, you know, but that was the thing. That got people talking. That got people interested. It got them, you know, to speculate. It got them hyped, and everybody was curious. That was how they drew people in, was we didn't know. Now, when they make the game and they leave it on a cliffhanger and then they tease us with these little trailers, what does it do? It gets people talking. It gets people talking for YouTube. It gets people talking on Twitch. It gets people talking on Reddit. Now, when it comes to Dark Souls DLC, there isn't really much speculation because until we actually get in there, get the items, we don't know what's going on. There isn't much speculation to it until after we get everything.
Yeah, because I remember in the DLC for Dark Souls 2, everyone thought that big giant bird thing that you fought in the final boss of the painted world of Ariandel was a goddess that was a raven goddess. What's her name? I forget. Well, anyway, they all thought it was someone else.
The painted world.
Yeah, you do. In Dark Souls 2, in Dark Souls 3, you go to the painted world of Ariendel.
Oh, you said 2. Okay, I was
My
gonna
bad.
say, wait a minute.
My bad.
Yeah, in 3, wait, a giant bird that you fight in the painted world of Ariendel.
It's not a giant bird. It just looks like a giant bird, but it's actually a guy with a coat.
Oh, you mean, yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, him and Lady Freed. Yeah, no.
Everyone thought it was someone super important, but it's just some guy that went to the world to hide away and try to be safe.
He is important, but yeah, you're basically right, where it's not like he's some uncanny god of, you know, crazy proportions.
Yeah, but basically back to the point. We can't tell what's happening in a world unless someone releases it. We can speculate all we want, but what happens when a developer goes off of what fan theories is? What happens when a developer goes off of what we say as people and say, oh yeah, that's pretty cool, let's put that in the game. And I see Destiny doing that almost every day, saying, oh, look at that, that's pretty cool, isn't it? And like, you know, what's the main developer's name again? Frank Mills or something? I forget his name, but yeah, but anyway, he went on one day and saying like, hey, check this out, look at this real quick. All right, fine. And oh yeah, you got that right, but it's not coming in the story yet. Oh look, yeah, it's sort of right, but don't worry, we'll put that in the game later. He said comments like that in an interview, and people were saying that in an interview, and we were getting it right. And because he said that was going off of what people said in like, you know, comic things and stuff like that. That's bad. You gotta admit, that's pretty bad if they're going off of what people say in chats and whatever, you know?
Well, again, you also need to remember, when people throw enough crazy comments out, eventually somebody's gonna guess that it's actually a, you know, stretched Ewok that's Snoke. Eventually somebody's gonna guess it.
Yeah, someone's going to, by sheer dumb luck, get it right.
So, eventually, when they call it right, you know, you're just gonna have to accept it. You know,
what they're
in
probably
Warframe,
going to do
it's
is...
like, is the Tenno actually in the suit? No, you know, it's being controlled by, you know, people in sleep. Ah, you got us. Yeah, that's the truth. Because what are they going to do? Say no, and then 6 months later, the Tenno show up? It's like, they told us no.
Another thing they're probably going to do is put it in one of the books like they've been trying to do to fill in the big gap between 6 and Force Awakens. I mean, but still, it's like, even if you write a book saying that does tell us who Snoke is, what good is that if you didn't bother to tell us in the movie? At that point, it's just like he's some rando who took over. We want to know who he is and how he accomplished this.
Now, if we really want to talk about, you know, developer interviews and whatnot, we can look at the people who made. We can look at the people who
I need help right now, man. I need help right now. Come by me.
Get to the other part here. I'll jump over there.
When we talk about him, when asked all the questions about 2B and her outfit, why she wear heels, why can you look up her skirt, he just responded, because I like girls.
Yeah,
and
I
he
love that.
embraced it. And he was just such a little whack job, and everybody called him a perv, and he owned it. He owned it, and his community loved him for it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this, you know, ties back into the whole problem we have with EA and whatnot. These companies aren't owning it. Bungie almost made it off of there. Hey, you know, we're sorry we, you know, gauged the, you know, we're sorry we, you know, floodgated the EXP. We're sorry. We'll get rid of it. And the community, you know, they would have been shaken. They would have been a little mad, but we would have forgiven them. But then they lied to us again. That's the problem with all of these, you know, developments that keep coming out, is that they're not being honest with us. And it's just like, you can't trust anybody anymore. It's why I don't pre-order games anymore, except for Monster Hunter. I will admit I am a massive hypocrite. I pre-ordered it even though I say I don't.
Yeah. Hey, Snipe, what do you think about this?
Shit.
Come on, you got words you can say. Use your mouth, boy.
Words.
He wasn't paying attention.
Don't worry, man. It's okay.
My closing comments on that is that it's perfectly acceptable to, make a video and not a video, excuse me, a video game, and then find out what the consumers like, what they don't like, and then make a DLC.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine to make it afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
It's when Bungie did with Destiny 1, where they took out content from in the game and sold it back to us. That's not okay.
Yeah.
That is completely unacceptable. You can't do that.
Because honestly, let's think about it this way. Bungie's a big game, but if anything, Bungie will get hurt if it fails, right? But the main publisher, BioWare, they don't care at all because they make Call of Duty. They don't care about Bungie at all in the first place, I think. Sure, Bungie makes money, but we all know that if you want to make money or you want to talk about making a lot of money, look at
hurry, go get the other one. I'll take care of this.
Yep. Look at how much Call of Duty makes. Now that's ridiculous. You're joking. You're freaking joking. It shot me into a wall, my dude. Oh man. But anyway, do you guys think that is true? That BioWare really doesn't care about Bungie only if they make money?
You mean if EA doesn't care about BioWare unless they make money?
Do you think Activision doesn't care? Do you think Activision doesn't care about Bungie if they don't make money?
Honestly, I feel like they would care a lot less, but Bungie has something incredible in their hands right now. They have a community. A well-founded community that has withstood years of criticisms and ridicule. They've stood against all the haters, all the naysayers. They've stood proud and tall and said, yes, we like this game.
Spawning it.
Now, that kind of dedication is almost impossible to find with other developers, other series. So, would they care about Bungie if Bungie wasn't making as much money? Well, no, they'd have to put some of their, bigger assets other places. Would they just completely tell them, get lost, you don't make us enough money? No, because Destiny will make people money. It will make people money.
Targets.
Yeah, what do you think, Darth?
I think he is right.
I mean, when it comes down to it, yes, Bungie is a company that makes games for entertainment, and that is first and foremost. But also as a company, they need to make money. Understandable. But as a company, you need to understand that they need to understand that this is a thing where we want you to make money. We want you to help us. We want to make sure that this is taken care of in the end. But if not taken care of correctly, we get really upset. So...
Oh, I got kamikaze.
I remember watching a video. I'll find the name of the YouTuber for you later. He posted a video about the Eververse, the dawning pay, oh, you have to pay to participate at all.
You really have to pay to even have any real chance of getting the gear.
Yeah. And he used a quote, and I thought it was pretty neat. He said that Bungie had taken a time of giving and turned it into a time of taking.
Yeah, one person called him a money-grubbing Grinch.
It's just like, really? The dawning is just a time where Bungie thanks us for... Yeah, it's Christmas. It's the time where developers take people to, take the time to thank everybody who buys their games.
Even Warframe's giving us, a bunch of crazy discounts and, stuff where you buy, for, 1 credit for stuff.
Well, for instance, you look at GTA. We got a free car, filled up completely free on ammo. Everybody got if you have a facility, you got a free orbital cannon shot. That's 800 grand.
Which
they
is
just
stupid
hand
to
it
begin
out
with.
to you on top of the car. On top of all the ammo, on top of filling you up on all of your snacks and whatnot. It's tiny little things, but it shows. It shows that they care. Yeah. I mean, GTA is soon going to be turning a decade old in just a couple years here. And they're still releasing free DLC. They're still releasing cars. And they're still awarding people for playing the game. And unfortunately, you know, everybody's not looking at that.
No, they
Bungie
are
in
not.
particular. They need to start looking at the people who award them, you know, all of their playtime and their hard-earned money. Not think of how they can get more money out of those people.
Mm-hmm.
Because you gotta realize, if you at least give back to your gaming community, they will keep coming back to you. But if you piss them off, you will drive them away and lose yourself a whole lot of money in the end.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, final thoughts on the topics that we talked about. EA is stupid and money-grubbing whores. True or not true?
Now, the money grubbing was mainly with Bungie, but...
Okay.
I think, stupid, yes. Money grubbing, only a little bit. Now, when I say that they're stupid, come on now. Nobody wants to see Darth Vader in pink. It's not canon. Bullshit. Okay, the diehard fans would love to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they were trying to say that the reason we don't have, you know, whatchamacallit, we don't have, you know, purely cosmetic loot boxes is because there's not enough stuff to put in there.
I mean, that's the real end game for just about every game, is once you get the stuff, it's about the cosmetics.
Oh, Fashion
like Warframe
Souls.
put it, Fashion Frame,
Fashion Souls. Absolutely.
It's the real end game. Even in MMOs, like once you've gotten to the content, what you do, you keep running stuff to get the good armor sets so you can, you know, work on your fashion sense.
This may sound really rude to say, but how I see EA is like an abusive parent. They will take you in, they will tell you everything's okay, but once stuff's bad happening, they take it out on the children. That's really hard. That's really bad to say, but I do see it like that.
I think the better term would be a school bully. Sure, he'll let you up his staircase, but you gotta pay for it. He'll be your best friend as long as you keep doing what he wants, but the moment you don't pay for it, the friendships end.
Yeah.
I think that's where it's really going. And Bungie wants to be a bully, but unfortunately, everybody's not afraid of Bungie.
Oh, there's a good one.
Nobody's afraid of Bungie.
Actually, it's like a bully. I mean, yes, there are instances where you can pay someone to have a good friendship. Look at Bronn and Tyrion in Game of Thrones.
Is someone snoring in the back?
I do believe somebody is in fact snoring in the background.
GG, wake up!
I guess so too.
Jesus, am I that boring? I'm sorry.
But
I know I like to talk a lot, but damn.
Anyway, and here's another thing about Activision and Bungie. Do you think what happened with Activision and Bungie is this? They gave them free reign to do whatever they wanted with the game, and said, "I am going to give you whatever material you need. I don't care how dirty and pay to win it gets, as long as it makes us money and turn the profit, and we keep milking this. I'm good."
What, you mean like what it would turn into?
Yeah, like they gave Bungie complete free reign to make a game, and what happened was Destiny. But when Destiny 2 came around and they knew it was going to be successful, they said, "All right, do this, make it money. I don't care how, but make sure it makes more money than last time."
Oh, this is bad. It's inertia. I hate this debuff.
I had momentum, but all right.
No, it's like the thing where if you want to heal, you gotta run.
Oh, that.
Once again, Devour Voidwalker nullifies that, but I'm on Stormcaller. Fuck me.
But anyway,
Now,
what do you think, Darth?
On which point?
The Bungie and Activision thing. Like, why do you think they're so pay to win in the first place? Who do you think is more responsible, Activision or Bungie?
oh, definitely okay, for the paying thing, definitely Activision. They're the ones who care about getting their money back.
Worse. I mean, Bungie is more just with the dawning that that's the case, but they have other faults. The pay to win is definitely more Activision.
The pay to win mentality comes from the developer, but handling it comes from the company. And I guess the moral of the story this year is that you can't just expect everybody to pay for it. And the companies just keep trying to cover it up with half-assed excuses, and it's just not working. And the communities are getting pissed, and they're backing into a corner, and they're taking it all wrong. They're trying to assume that it's, oh my god, our community doesn't like it. Well, no shit, we don't like it. You know we're not gonna like it.
I mean, because Warner Brothers is also doing the whole microtransaction thing, or the pay-to-win thing with Shadow of War.
The thing with Warner Brothers... Yeah, sorry.
I was gonna say, like, it's not like with, like, say, Overwatch, where you still have to hope RNG is nice to you when you pay for loot boxes. Like, you pay, you get, like, guaranteed, like, good gear for it at whatever level you pay for.
Well, the thing about Warner Brothers is that I expect them to be like that because they're not a video game company in the first place. They make movies in the first and foremost. They don't care about gaming in the first place. They care about making money. I expect them to be like that because they're not a normal company like that. I mean, they even did that.
If you the thing about that DLC where there's supposed to be a charity for the family of the developer that died.
Yeah.
But they're basically doing it as a rip-off to make money.
But
and that really pissed me off.
But final thoughts. What have we learned about what have we learned about today's topic? Like,
in regards to game companies and handling DLC, I think the thing that we've learned is that we need to spot this earlier. We need to spot these abusive relationships from gaming publishers and get out of them sooner. And unfortunately, I'm $90 into a special edition of Destiny, which is a game I have no intentions of playing in the future. And unfortunately, after the first game, I should have learned my lesson, but I didn't.
Yep.
So I'm now stuck. Just
okay, Darth, what did you learn?
Yeah, basically the same thing. I'm gonna stick with Destiny through the next free expansion, but I have a feeling after that, I'm not going to want to pay the obscene price for the next one. Even if the story's that good, I could get like a whole other game probably for the price of it that has even more content and stuff. Oh my gosh. Leave me alone, you evil dreg.
There's so many demons in here. Well, what I learned out of this is this. Don't expect something from a company. Expect something from people who want to make something. Expect something from an artist that wants to give you a good product. Expect something from people who want to make you something. Expect something from people who want to say, hey, I built this thing in my basement and I came up with a cool idea. I want you to try it out. Those are kind of people that are like that. The mom and pop people, the people who are saying, I want to build something with my own two hands and feel good afterwards. Those are the kind of things you want to look out for. Like Senua's Sacrifice Hellblade. That thing is amazing to play because it's such a great game in the first place, and there's no one holding it back at all. It's just a couple people trying to make a good game, and they succeeded. But when you add business into something, that's when things get weird. Okay. So, is that basically it for everything? You think we covered everything?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think so.
Well, Darth, come here. Where are you?
Where?
Come here. Wave. Alright, people. My name is Alex Tyler. I'm here with my two friends. Well, three friends. Other one kind of fell asleep. Other one kind of fell asleep. Darth and Rainbow.
I'm not asleep.
You think so? You were snoring, my big dude. Alright. Alright, my name is Alex Tyler. See you guys later.
I'm not asleep.